All right, hello everybody. How are you doing today? Just come on in, make yourself nice and comfortable. Hopefully you'll be able to see me soon here. I think everything's working on this end. Let's see. There we go. Awesome. So how are you? Hello, Maria. Hello, Anne. It'll come on in a second. You should be able to see me soon. I just turned on the video. So welcome, everybody. Please come on in. Make yourself comfortable. Excited to be sharing today, as always. So let me just type this in here. Should be coming on. All right. How is everybody? Welcome. Let me just back up one sec here because now I can't see any other comments. There we go. All right. All right. So hello. Welcome. Happy Friday to you. Mark Romero coming to you from beautiful Southern California. And excited to have an opportunity to share today, play a little bit of music. So just come on in and make yourselves nice and comfortable. Hopefully you can see me. Type in a no, you can see me. Okay, I can see myself. So I guess that's always a good thing. And while we just kind of wait for some people to arrive, I'm just going to play a little musical mantra for opening. So it's a great opportunity if you're here to just take some deep breaths. Hi, Emily. I can see you. So just welcome and just come in and start breathing deeply. For those of you just coming in, just take some nice deep breaths. This is one of my foundational musical mantra pieces, I guess we could call it. A musical mantra for opening. Around this conversation of opening, what is it that you would most love to open up to today? What do you need in this time and space on your journey? Whatever that is, just type it in and let me know. Elizabeth says confidence. I love it. And hello, Yoli from Whittier. Welcome. And if you're just coming on the call right now, in the background I'm playing a musical mantra for opening. And what is it that you'd like to open to more of right now as we head into this weekend? Anne says calmness and patience. I love that. That's great. Who doesn't need a little calmness and patience? And Lisbeth said joy. Beautiful. So whatever it is for you, just breathe it in. Just take some nice deep breaths. Maria says perfect health. Just breathe that in. And just put in that command, that intention. Just breathe. Says focus and joy, and Emily says creativity and clearing. Rose says clarity and discernment. Beautiful. Hello, Sharon. Welcome. So just continue to breathe deeply. Okay, Sharon, you didn't miss anything other than what is it that you would like to open up to today? Set an intention for yourself, and if you feel inspired, you can type it in. So I figured I would play this time before starting. Hi, Jeanette. Welcome. We can start now that Jeanette's here. So nice to have you here. Welcome. Angie says peace and love. Gotta love that. Who could not use a little peace and love? Now you guys are inspiring me. Colleen says divine purpose alignment, moving forward. I love it. Fantastic. So I'm going to do a little brief introduction to myself. Sharon says calmness. Gotta love. We could all use a little calmness right now, right? I love that too. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm going to plant the seed before I do just a little brief intro here. So what's getting in the way of you having that? What's getting in the way of you having calmness, Sharon? What's getting in the way of you feeling aligned with your divine purpose, Colleen? I love that. That's beautiful. And Angie, what's getting in the way of perhaps maybe feeling higher degrees of peace and love? So if you feel inspired, once again, type it in because we're going to be doing some work on this stuff today. Maria said abundance. Okay, what's getting in the way of you experiencing a more abundant life? And we don't want to just define that or narrow it as just money, but it is abundance of life. And money could be a part of that. Abundance could be part of that. But let's also talk about abundance of health, well-being, energy, love, whatever it is for you. What's getting in the way of that? Let's look at some of the static and noise that might be showing up. Rose said clarity and discernment. What's getting in the way of discernment? What's getting in the way of you being able to discern the biggest and best pathway for you to take in your life? Or the clarity perhaps that you're looking. I'm really getting a sense that you could really go for some of that today. Emily, What's getting in the way of creativity and clearing? So take a look at some of those things. And Yoli had mentioned focus and joy. What's getting in the way of that stuff? Okay. But I love these intentions, and that's certainly, I'm holding a space that will be able to amplify those particular states of being in a most powerful, beautiful, and vibrant way. Jeanette said confidence. I love that. Confidence. What's getting in the way of you experiencing higher degrees of confidence? So Sharon responded back, life, fear. Okay. Maria said fear. So already now we're looking at some synchronicity, shall we say. So we're going to, whatever it is for you, type it in. I want to see it. Maria says resentments. Beautiful. Let's put that in. This is stuff we're going to have an opportunity to clear today. And this is what life is all about right now. We are in amplified clearing time. We are an amplified dump your old stuff. Where we're going, Toto, you can't take it with you. So let's leave it behind here today, and we're certainly going to have a focus on that. Emily said, what's been in the way is not feeling like I'm allowed to fully express myself. Interesting. Oh my gosh. So much shows up in just those words. That's beautiful. Thank you. Anne says comparisons. So are you comparing yourself to others, or is somebody comparing you to somebody else? Maybe if you feel you could just clarify that. Elizabeth, I love this. Mistakes. No, somebody had to use the M word. Oh my gosh, how could you do that? And I love it because in life, there are no mistakes. There are learning opportunities. That's for damn sure. And we get a lot of them, right? So perhaps maybe a little tweak and a little, because we know mistakes has a definite negative vibe to it. But man, mistakes can teach us great things. So thank you for sharing. Anybody else who hasn't shared, please type it in. What's getting in the way? First of all, number one, if you're coming on late, what's your intention? What would you like to get out of today? What are you opening up to more of today? Number two, what's getting in the way of you opening up to more of that? Okay, so there's a method to my madness here. So Maria said envy and jealousy, beautiful. Yoli said focus, getting in the way, learning new, counting process, overwhelmed, not able to focus at times, in the way of joy, mentally drained to feel joy. Beautiful, love it. And both comparing myself to being compared with judgment. Okay, excellent. Diane said, loneliness is my hardest thing to deal with these days. There's a lot of that going around too. So, but guess what, Diane? You're not lonely. You're getting to hang out with all those cool people here who are all on the same journey, trying to figure out what the hell is this thing called life about? How does I fit in? How do I navigate everything that's going on in the world today? Everything seems to be amplified. Everything seems to be stirring up. I'm not feeling, I'm feeling higher degrees of fear, higher degrees of isolation. I love what Vivian said, denser experiences of fear and isolation. Let's see. Oh, now they're coming in very quick. You guys are amplifying now on me, so now I got to expand my screen here. I am too overwhelmed, but I feel like I overwhelm myself. Very unable to focus on things I love doing. Excellent. All right, so just type in. Rhonda said, my intent is for more healing, overwhelmed with clutter and hip issues. Excellent. So now we're seeing another overwhelm. Overwhelms come up here. Fear has come up. Judgment has come up. Rosa says, so much confusing information out now that overwhelm steps in. Oh my gosh, that's worth a whole nother call in itself. So keep typing in what shows up. What are you opening up to? What are you setting the intention to open up more of today? And what's getting in the way of you opening up more to that? Okay, so look at that obstacle. Look at that challenge that might be showing up in your experience, okay? So excellent. Thank you so much for sharing. For those of you who don't know, my name is Mark Romero. Oh my gosh, I've been in the music, energy healing, sound healing world now for over 10 years. About 15 years ago, I found out, former top consultant to NASA, discovered frequencies that were coming through my music that actually helped to open up to higher levels of healing, higher levels of wellness, well-being, expanded consciousness and awareness. all kinds of interesting things. When I first found out about it, I was not happy about it at all. It was not part of my, shall we say, master plan. Of course, I think all of us are learning to one degree or another that the universe doesn't always care about what we think is our master plan. It might have a master plan that's even bigger, better, more luscious, more healing, more transformative, more expansive than we could ever even have imagined. That certainly was the case for myself. So, um, I literally tried to run down the hallway from this gift. I ran as fast as I could, and I got to the end of the hallway, and I realized, damn, I took myself with me. There was no running away from it. So since those 15 years, I created a sound healing technology that allows people to rise above negative influences in their environment, the static and noise that is so prevalent in the world today between, EMFs, Wi-Fi, 5G, chemicals, all these different things. And then, of course, we get to deal with the most powerful energy disruptor of them all these beautiful stories that we love to hold in here about not being good enough, not deserving, I'm blocked, I'm powerless, who am I to be magnificent, who am I to be divine, who am I to be powerful. Actually, a better question is, who in the heck are you not to be? Powerful, divine, creative, expansive, joyful, abundant. That's your true nature, okay? There's nothing out there that's going to fill that. You already have all this within yourself. And that's what today's call is all about, going within. And part of going within is, number one, opening, setting an intention to what it is that you're committed to stepping into. What is your declaration? I just had a flashback to a beautiful group that I was in years ago. Oh my God, it was 20 years ago. And we used to have to make declarations, which is a really cool word for intention, I suppose. And we had to step into that. And I still use intention today is the beginning force. It's what sets the whole creative process in motion. And guess who sets the intentions for your life in your experience? You do. You do. And you, being this powerful being that's playing this cosmic game of hide and seek, that's hid yourself in this physical body, if we could just peel open, we'd see that's all light inside of here, and that's what we're in the process of remembering. And that's what's being amplified right now. And that's why you might be having very strong feelings of negativity, fear, whatever. It's like an earthquake. And when you shake the ground here in Southern California, water comes up. So when you shake the ground of your experience, when you shake the ground of your human expression, you bring all kinds of stuff to the surface, sometimes in a more amplified way. And let me tell you something, 2020 is all about amplification. We are amplifying. And I don't think there's not a single one of us who wouldn't feel like a lot of stuff has been brought to the surface here since March, when 2020 decided to take us off on this wild ride with Dr. Seuss or Mr. Toad's Wild Ride or something like that. So excellent, excellent. So what I do with this music and with energy and the sound healing technology, I help people to rise above these negative influences so they can get connected with who they really are, let go of these old limiting belief systems that have been holding us to all, to one degree or another, of unenlightenment. But yet you are enlightened. That's who you really are. So it's time to wake up from the cosmic game of hide and seek, come in here with all our divinity, all of our power, all of our awesomeness. We're born, promptly forget every single bit of it. And then we get parents that say we're this way or that way. We get school systems that say, oh, I'm sorry, if you don't get all straight A's, that means you're a loser, or whatever it might be. So you might see I might have a little bit of energy behind that one, okay? Because I graduated cum laude from high school. Wasn't my thing because it never resonated with me. So, but we pick up these belief structures from our experiences. So what I want to do today is we open up, we set an intention. And then as you can see, I had to go, what's getting in the way? And within what's getting in the way behind that, of however that is that's showing up, is a feeling, is an energy, is a frequency of this old lower density energy that you need to let go of if you're willing. So, and then of course, there's this whole other side that we're going to bring in. We're going to breathe in some higher vibrational frequencies. I have a beautiful brand new musical mantra to help us to do that today. So I'm excited about that. So I see some different comments have shown up. Let me just kind of read them back a little bit. Rose said, so much confusing information out now that overwhelm steps in. Okay, so I'm going to give a little read on some of these things that have been written. Okay, so Rose, stop looking at information out there. Okay, turn off the news. Don't look at the storyboards in Facebook or Instagram or whatever, where everybody's pontificating their perception of what's really going on in the world, whether it's awakening, ascension, Illuminati, political stuff, the media, vaccines, all this different stuff that gets us all fired up, gets us out where we start feeling an overwhelm. So I'm going to ask you to do this is to go, stop going without, start going within. That's where you get your information. That is where you get your higher guidance. That is where you connect into who you really are. Who you really are is not out there. Who you really are is in here. So Rose, just going to give you a little gentle nudge. Turn that stuff off. Spend some time just sitting, breathing, meditating, just being. Okay? Good stuff there. Thank you so much, because there isn't a single one of us that can't relate with that comment. And there isn't a single one of us that doesn't need to remember to spend more time going within, connecting in, watching the breath, connecting to your heart space, feeling what you feel, and see what kind of information shows up. So I'm going to scroll a little back here. So Yoli, okay, Yoli, got to let go a little bit of judgment there, okay? Focus, getting in the way of learning new accounting process, overwhelmed, not able to focus at times. Okay, can you be okay not being able to focus at times? So you're making yourself wrong for not being able to focus sometimes. Okay, so there's a lot of resistance. There's a lot of judgment. And the reason why you're feeling mentally drained and you're sapping your joy is because you're beating yourself up for not being able to focus. Okay, can you accept where you are at right now in this eternal moment in having this inability to focus? So it's not that, and to suspend the judgment around the inability to focus. Because like I said, you make yourself wrong for having that. Are you willing to let that go? Are you willing just to be with where you're at? If we quit fighting what's happening in our outward experiences so much opens up for us. Okay? So Anne says, both comparing myself and being compared with judgment. So there's that word again. Okay? What are you comparing yourself to? Don't compare yourself to anybody else. There's always going to be somebody more handsome, somebody more beautiful, whatever. It's all judgments in the head. Let go of the judgments. There's always going to be another person with a higher level of awareness and lower level of awareness. There's always going to be, who are we really judging? We're really judging ourselves. So stop the judgment. Just be with where you are at. Okay? I mean, yes, we fight it. And I have to remind myself of this too. We fight it. Stop fighting. You're at it. Okay, you're comparing yourself to others. Okay. And then you're dealing with all the emotional response that comes out with comparing yourself to others, or somebody comparing you to somebody else, voicing that opinion to you. Just accept and love yourself unconditionally with who you are, what you are, where you're at right now on your journey. Because you know what? We live in the third dimensional game board of Earth. We get to deal with those feelings that arise. So be okay with it. Feel your way through it. Diane, loneliness is my hardest thing to deal with these days. So I know that this has been a hard one. A lot of people in lockdown, a lot of people spending time inside, not being able to see loved ones, these different things. So feel the loneliness. Be in the loneliness. So there's still some resistance. Nobody wants to feel lonely. You know what? But if that's the emotional response that shows up, and what I'm getting a sense for you is that you think that somehow this loneliness is out picturing perhaps maybe being disconnected with people in this in your experience, in your day-to-day life, but there's a deeper loneliness, feeling disconnected from the universe, feeling disconnected from God, source energy, whatever it is that you want to call it. Realize that you're not. Realize that you have a connection. Realize that you can turn your attention inward, breathe, listen to some music, meditate, pray, and connect in. So feel what it is that you feel. Feel your loneliness and allow that energy to move through you. But also remember that you have a connection into the ultimate super internet within you. And when you're not always able to connect to people in your experience, realize that it might be time for you to connect in with yourself, with your higher self, with your intuition, with your creativity. So some good things. Thank you so much for sharing that. So with that being said, I just want you to just take some nice deep breaths. Just let it go. Deep breath. Just move through loneliness. Another deep breath. This is also for you, Vivian. One of the things that we all need to process through and move through is our lower density emotional energy that arises within us, like fear, like feeling isolated, like loneliness, like judgment, like feeling this comparing thing that we were talking about earlier. You know, it's just energy. And we all came here to be on the planet at this time, to evolve, to unfold, and to expand and to grow. You wouldn't be on this session today if that wasn't part of what's moving you to new heights. And that means we get to feel that lower density stuff. So fear is a frequency of energy. Feeling isolated is a frequency of energy. Judgment is a frequency of energy. Loneliness is a frequency of energy. It's a feeling, right? And you've all been blessed with this ability to move energy. This feeling of being overwhelmed. Okay, overwhelm is a frequency of energy. Okay, if you want to move through any type of energy, first of all, one, don't resist it. In other words, don't judge it. Don't make yourself wrong for having it. Okay, I was in the computer business for ages. Semiconductors, components, all the stuff that comes on a little board that makes your phone work and stuff. And there are little parts in there, and all the electronics, all the technology you have is all about energy moving through these circuits, okay? Well, on every circuit board, there's a little thing called a resistor. What does a resistor do? It resists the flow of energy. So judgment is a resistor. Making yourself wrong for feeling sad is a resistor. You put the resistor in the circuit board of you, of who and what you are, it's going to slow the flow of energy. In other words, you're going to get to hang out with loneliness even longer if you're resisting it. Dive into it, feel it, breathe through it, move through it, let it go. So powerful. So yes, my technology days are following me. Okay, I admit it. In fact, when I first started getting into energy healing work, somebody said, well, I guess it was no mistake that you were in the semiconductor business, because what do semiconductors do? They conduct energy, and resistors resist. So stop being in judgment of the lower density. Okay, so I love what Rhonda put here. My intent is for more healing. Okay, we talked about this earlier. Overwhelmed with clutter and hip issues. Okay, so clutter is interesting. So I want you to look at that, take a look at that clutter. I'm going to challenge you a little bit. I'm going to challenge you to start cleaning up some of that clutter, start moving some of it out. Because with that outer type work, you're actually working internally within yourself. There's some beautiful things that are going to show up for you. And that's just because some of your internal emotional space is showing up. You got a lot of stuff going on. Okay. So once again, detach from the outside, unless you happen to be in nature, and just breathe and go within and feel what arises. Okay. And hip pain, interestingly enough, hip is about moving forward in life. So, um, time to move forward for you. You're being called to move forward. And so breathe into that. In fact, I got a little exercise for you. In fact, I'm going to even play something for those of you right now who have any sort of like internal stuff, pain, disharmony showing up in your physical body. I want you to take a moment to just close your eyes and tune into it. Feel into, for you, um, Rhonda is the hip. Feel into the hip. Just bring all of your attention there. Okay? And what do you feel? What's there? I bet you there's an emotion there. I bet you there's an emotion there trapped because of a resistor, I might add. So let's move the resistor. If you're willing to, just set the intention to let the resistor go. Any of you that are experiencing disharmony in your body, bring your attention to that space and feel into it. What are some of the emotions that show up? And remember, if you want to change your energy, if you want to move energy, you set the intention to let it go, right? And you feel, and you breathe it out. Let it go. And just kind of feel into that. And you can expand this to the same thing outside your life, to anything that's showing up in your outer experience. Feel into it. And let it go. It's a little musical mantra for dissipate. Just breathe. Let it go. Another deep breath. Just breathe into that space. Awesome. Thank you. And I want to thank everybody for sharing because you really open up the space for all of us to do some clearing, myself included. So thank you with that. Um, Sharon says it's calming just listening to you. Thanks. My pleasure. I'm still trying to get the work out on teenage children, but one step at a time. In fact, my youngest, who's 13 now, I would use my voice, calming voice, and then what does she do to me one day? She goes, "Your Jedi mind tricks won't work on me." And so I'm like, "Oh, they're working already just because you said that." Oh, okay. Rhonda, hip and knee pain are holding everything back. Oh, knee pain too. Okay. Good stuff. Okay, so stop holding back. What are you holding back? Why would you hold back? Transformation is on the other side of holding back. So let go of the fear of being judged, of not being good enough, and maybe you won't be loved if you stop holding yourself back and express your grandeur and your magnificence. and express yourself anyways. Move that out, okay? Because what's on the other side of that is freedom. What's on the other side of any resistance any of us might be experiencing in expressing ourselves, if we're holding ourselves back, is expansion, is growth, is evolution, is enlightenment. That's what the game of life is all about. So take the jump now. And I'm really getting a sense to share this with you. The universe comes with this really big volume knob, okay? And at first it's going to gently tap you on the shoulder. And it's really easy for us to ignore that and see the universe turn up the volume knob this year. It basically, I go back to Finding Nemo, fishy, why won't you wake up, shaking everything, fishy, you know, I don't know if those of you saw that. You have to have kids, I think, really to get that. Hi, Christine, good morning to you from Australia. She's living in the future, so that's cool. She's already on Saturday, so welcome. We're all getting called to awaken and to move forward, and the universe has a volume knob. And first it's going to just, a little bit of pain in the knee, a little bit of hip thing. And then, okay, you know, I'm not going to really tune into it. I'm not going to really work on it. And then it's going to start clicking that volume knob higher, and it's going to amplify until it gets your attention. And so take a look in there. Spend some time with it. I'm going to really challenge you to journal with it. Feel into it. See what arises. Write down everything. There's stuff there for you to work through and move through. Okay? So Yoli says, thank you. I've been listening to the sleep music every night and it is working. I'm sleeping longer. Beautiful. Yoli, that's awesome. What's even going to help you even more is feeling your emotions to a higher degree. So when they show up, dive into them. When they show up, dive into them. Okay? So Elizabeth says, yes, respond when the message is a whisper before it comes a shout. Oh my gosh, I could have saved myself so... I would be so much more handsomer right now if I hadn't had to get to the point where the universe hits me with a 2x4 upside the head. And I think we've all been 2x4 at some time in our life. But life is talking to each and every one of us. So yes, we don't want the shout. And from personal experience, you definitely don't want the 2x4. Okay, we probably have all had it to one degree or another. So that's awesome. Gail Watson's in the house. Hi, Gail. Nice to see you. Welcome. Gail and I go way back in time, something like that. So welcome. Thank you for being here. So yes, so excellent. So as I mentioned earlier, I have a brand new musical mantra that I'm going to play today. All right, so Rhonda says, it is multiple body parts, trying to heal them. Underlying damage from a car accident 8 years ago. Definitely fear as well, afraid of being permanently crippled. Okay, so Rhonda, just taking some nice deep breaths. So there's all kinds of learning there for you. So let's not try to heal, okay? And I'm sorry, I'm going to go Yoda. I made a reference to Star Wars earlier. I make another reference about what my daughter said to me. You know, try, there is no try. You either do or you do not. Okay? And that's just make the commitment to heal. Make the commitment to heal. And every day, do everything you can to heal a little bit more. And remember that this healing and this transformation, it's not going to happen in your time frame. And within all that, within the disharmony, within what showed up out of the accident, within one of those different things and the fear of being permanently crippled, there is so much learning, so much evolution, so much blessings in that for you. And I know when we're in the midst of experiencing disharmony like this, the last thing sometimes is very hard to do is to get in touch with the blessings of it. But you're here. And so when I do this process that I'm going to take us through here in a couple minutes, I really want you to focus breathing in the notes, okay? And sending them to where it is that you're feeling in the physical disharmony. Those multiple body parts, I don't know what they are, but I want you to imagine. I'm going to guide you guys through it. So even if it doesn't make sense, And for you, big part, in fact, I'm going to play a little bit more. And I want you to tune into the fear. I want you to tune into this sense of trying and the powerlessness that's behind that feeling of powerlessness. You're not powerlessness, okay? That's not who you really are. You've just gotten a little bit deterred, as we all have, okay, to one degree or another, but it's there. And so feel that fear, tune into that fear, and breathe it out and let it go. Feel the fear. Breathe it out, let it go. Fear showed up a lot today. And so just feel it through. Let it go. Just breathe deeply. Let it go. Dive into the fear. All that arises emotionally from the physical disharmony, whether it's in your outer world or in your body, feel that fear and breathe it out and let it go. Deep breath in. Let it go. Another deep breath. And a really super deep inhale. And a not such big, great inhale. So just take another deep breath. And if you have any water, take a drink of water. I'm going to. And brand new musical mantra. Very excited to be sharing this today. The flavor, I'm not sure yet. But we're going to take you through a little process, a little opportunity to breathe deeply. And this time we are breathing in the notes. We're breathing in. And just notice whatever arises. Just be with whatever is, okay? Thank you, Lisbeth. Well, that's right. I want to record this in the studio. So give me 1 second here. So just take some nice deep inhales. Bringing your attention inward. Focusing all upon your heart space. Taking another deep breath. And I want you to imagine a beautiful soft light right in the middle of your heart space. Call it your divine spark. Your inner light. Whatever resonates with you, just be with it. Take another deep inhale. And begin to glow that light brighter and brighter. Filling that chest space with the light of love. Compassion. Taking another deep breath. Just breathing in the notes. Sending that music to anywhere where you're experiencing any sort of disharmony. Another deep breath. So just take another deep inhale, open mouth, let it go. Gently bring yourself back to this time, to this space, to this moment. All right. So just take a couple more deep cleansing breaths. If you have some water, drink some water. So, love to hear what showed up. Anything moved for you? Anything happened for you? Maybe you felt some sadness. Maybe some tears showed up. Whatever is whatever is. There is no right and wrong on this experience. Just whatever is whatever is, man. So, would love to hear any comments. Let me see here. Gail said, beautiful. That's it. Broadcast is over. Gail said, beautiful. I'm done. Thank you, Gail. Appreciate that. Elizabeth said, lovely. That's right. Awesome. Thank you so much. Angie said, wow. I got a wow. That's pretty cool. Okay. So Elizabeth said, must have really stirred things up because got some immense tension and left side of my neck and some prickly pains at my heart. So just breathe through. Okay. Just breathe through it. It's just energy. And we all experience energy differently. So if you're like going, oh my gosh, I didn't feel any prickly anything, everybody's different. Like Dr. Lair, man, she experiences energy on a whole different way than I do. I am more of an audient hearing kind of person. That's where I hear a lot of things and stuff. So just whatever is, whatever is. So just type in. Let me know what else showed up for you. So always a pleasure to come on and to share and to kind of support people. You know, on this journey, we're in very interesting times. And as I go back to that analogy of finding Nemo with the bag shaking, if you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, go YouTube, Finding Nemo, Wake Up Fishy video, and that is what's going on in the world today. We are all being called and invited to wake up to another level of our magnificence, another level of our divinity, another level of who and what we are. And as much as I'd like, I think I'm going to speak for all of us here, as much as we would love to all be able to get the message when the universe first kindly whispers in our ear, you know, Mark, maybe you should focus on waking up. We don't, so sometimes the volume knob's got to crank up, we've got to shake the fishy bag, and we got to wake up. So that's what we're all being invited into. So I just want to so much encourage every one of you to continue on your journey, continue to feel all that arises. Feel your happiness, feel your sadness, feel your joy, feel your fear. Remember, it's all just energy, and you are all commander and chiefs of energy. So command energy. Let go of the lower density stuff. Breathe in higher density, not higher density, but higher states of being like love, compassion, self-worth, whatever it might be for you. So let's see. Yoli said, Yoli said, clean breathing and calmness. Awesome. Rose said, yes. Sadness and heavy shoulders. Thank you. Breathe through it. Let it go. Chris, such a sense of peace. Love it. Whoa, now they're popping in here and they're scrolling way on me. Okay. Let's see. Emily said, at first felt pressure in the heart area, hard to open up, but when started to relax, feel like opened up, relax my throat chakra, like it's being lovingly massaged open. Thank you. I want you to thank yourself because you did that all for you. Okay, that's awesome. Maria said the notes are very empowering. It gave me a feeling that I can heal anything. Yes, we can. We're just remembering. Okay. So Jeanette said, felt goosebumps and joy. I should charge extra for goosebumps. That's awesome. I love that. Vivian, I did a session of Qigong and self-hypnosis. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Vivian, so much. Christine, I haven't seen your name. You've been around for a long time. Let's see. Love all your music. I play your music at my work all day. Never get tired of it. See, you are like automatically for the whole weekend on the cool person list. Okay, so thank you so much for sharing that. So let's see. Rhonda says, thanks, Mark. Definitely released some tears. Excellent. Release those tears. Silver lining will be getting help from former spouse. That's awesome. Um, Bad news is he will have to stay with me several weeks. More learning opportunity there for you. So I'm planning on moving cross country again in the spring. So that's awesome. Continue your work within, working on yourself, breathing with yourself, feeling with yourself, and leveraging all that shows up in your life as an opportunity to grow, to expand, to unfold. So excellent. So before I play a little grounding piece to kind of conclude our session for the day, for those of you who aren't familiar with me, you can go to my website, markromeromusic.com. You can get a beautiful track of music entitled "The Journey." One of my favorite pieces. It's a musical piece to support you on your journey through life. So that's there for you. There's also a grounding, kind of a stress reducing meditation to support you with a musical mantra for peace in the background behind that. So that's a really cool one. Definitely want to encourage you to go. If you haven't worked with that, you can go to my website, markromeromusic.com, and just sign up on the page. You get the access to that track, a little special report on how to rise above the static and noise in our modern day world. Not that there's much of that to upset us this day. Angie says, I'm sharing your music with family in the hospital. Highly recommended. Definitely very good stuff. If you're interested in diving in deeper, my lovely wife, Dr. Lara, and I have a community to support people in awakening and remembering who they really are. And so I am going to type that little URL if you're interested in learning about it. It's markromeromusic.com/membership. It's a community that we have where we do these group sessions where you get access to not only processes similar to what we did today, but also recordings to work with after the fact. So that's good. And then if you are interested, myself, Dr. Lara, we do these calls on a donation basis. If you feel called, you can donate to either Venmo at Mark Romero Music or PayPal, mgr143@yahoo.com. So Venmo, Mark Romero Music, or PayPal, mgr143@yahoo.com. And for everybody who does that today, I am going to send you an MP3 of the process that I just took you through. So something there for you. Hi, Deborah, joining at the end. Well, better late than never. So glad you're here. And then I will be posting this replay on my YouTube channel, and also will be here on the Facebook page too. So with that being said, enough of all that commercial blah, blah, blahness. And now we get to breathe with a little bit of grounding. So for those of you, just invite you to just take some deep open mouth inhales and exhales. And this is a little musical mantra for grounding. Open mouth inhales, exhales. And remember, so it's another deep breath. So cool. So make it a great day. Make it a fantastic weekend. Get rest. Drink lots of water. Get out in nature. Turn off the news. Stop doing this on all those boards and all that stuff. Take a step back. Connect in. Breathe. Meditate. Pray. connect in. You'll be amazed at what shows up for you. So make sure you guys drink some water this afternoon. We did do some pretty good little energy work today. So make sure you drink some water, that you're hydrated, and just be with whatever shows up. If you feel sadness show up, well, dive into it. Tears show up, flow through them. Share one of my favorite quotes my mom told me many, many years ago at an age when I was not open to hearing such things. Okay, I was a teenager. She said, "Son, we cry so that we cleanse our eyes and see life more clearly." So just flow through whatever whatever shows up. I'm laughing because I just remember being a teenager, kind of like going, "Oh my gosh, yeah, whatever, mom." So thank you again for taking the time to tune in. If you have any questions, direct message me at mark@markromeromusic.com. Yoli says she's going to the beach for an early Saturday morning bike ride. Awesome. Beautiful place to go to clear energy. Lisbeth said, really appreciated this. Thank you. You are so welcome, Lisbeth. My pleasure. Thank you so much for tuning in. Whoops, I just got switched the page. There, I'm back again. So other than that, thank you so very much. And as I mentioned, this replay will be on here today. I'm also going to post it on YouTube, so you can find it there too. And then we'll go from there. So take care. Rose, love that. Awesome. Rose, take care. Have a great day. All of you, take care. Have a happy and harmonious day. Massive appreciation back to you, Maria, and everybody else. Take care.